From this custom Lego Titanic that's 10 times bigger than the one Lego made, to a digital clock that really works. These are some fan-made sets that are actually better than Legos. First up is a set based on one of the most chill artists ever, Bob Ross. Designed by Bricknificent, this 1,234-piece masterpiece lets you build a museum that the world's needed for a long time. Clearly, this isn't just a Lego set. It's practically a love letter to everyone's favorite soft-spoken artist. Now, let's talk about standout features. First, you get to build 6 of Bob's classic pieces. Lego's creativity here is next level. Ice cream scoops as waterfalls? Genius. Baby bottles as paint tubes? Bob Ross himself would approve. It doesn't end there, though. You also get a rollable studio camera with built-in lights so you can recreate scenes from the show. And there's even a tiny movie clipboard, a timer tile counting down the show, and of course, Peepaw the squirrel sneaking around to steal the spotlight. This set is clearly a cut above the rest, but you won't believe how crazy some of the other builds are in this video, so be sure you watch all the way until the end. Up next is a build from none other than Nathan Sawaya, but this one is nothing like his other builds. I'm talking about a real-life scale Lego Batmobile. This isn't some small-scale model you can just toss on a shelf. No. This Batmobile is built from over 500,000 Lego bricks and is over 18 feet long. And don't think for a second that Sawaya just slapped it together in a weekend. Oh no. This baby took nearly 500 hours of hard work to come to life. Here's the kicker though. This Lego Batmobile isn't just impressive in size. It also weighs in at a staggering 1,500 pounds. Yeah, you heard that right. That's roughly the weight of a real car. Not bad for something made entirely out of plastic bricks, right? From the sleek, iconic lines of the Batmobile to the intricate details that make it a perfect replica of Batman's ride. This build isn't just a tribute to the Dark Knight. It's a showstopper. If you're into Lego Batman or just epic builds in general, this is one that needs to be on your radar. Sawaya truly proved that Lego can do anything, even if it's a Batmobile that might just break your back trying to move it. Up next is this insane custom Lego Star Wars TIE Bomber by Jirok. While the official Lego set is focused more on playability, Jirok's version is all about authenticity. This build doesn't just capture the TIE Bomber, it perfectly recreates it. The attention to detail in this MOC is so good. Jirok uses advanced techniques to get those sharp, clean edges and proportions spot on, making this one of the most accurate Lego TIE Bombers you'll ever see. And, let's be real for a second. The official set feels like an entry-level version compared to this beauty. If you're looking for the ultimate TIE Bomber for your collection, Jirok's build is the clear winner, and unfortunately for Lego, the same can be said for this next set. This is the Lego Titanic, and even though it's incredible, there's actually one out there that's not only better, but it's massive. Made by the legendary Ryan McNaught, aka the Brickman, this incredible replica of the Titanic uses around 102,000 bricks, and stands as a testament to both creativity and painstaking attention to detail. This version really does capture the grandeur of the original ship, complete with multiple decks, lifeboats, and all the little touches that make it so iconic. But Ryan couldn't have done all of this on his own. He got some help from fellow builders Mitchell Kruik and Clay Mellington, and together they spent over 250 hours putting this thing together. But just when you thought it couldn't get any cooler, this Titanic lights up, which adds so much more to it. It truly is a masterpiece. Up next is a set based on one of the most popular artists of the last 20 years. This is the Eras of Taylor Swift set, and honestly, this is a super cool idea for a Lego set. Taylor Swift has gone through a bunch of different eras throughout her career, so seeing them made of bricks would definitely make the Swifties happy. But to be honest, this isn't even the best Taylor Swift Lego build that's out there. Check out this Lego built version of the Eras Tour stage. The Eras Tour was Taylor's most recent tour, and it was one of the biggest tours in music history. This massive stage was made by Paul, and not only did he perfectly replicate the stage, he even added all the minifigures for the crowd too. Considering the fact that Lego's never even made a set for Taylor Swift, I think it's pretty obvious that these two are better customs. That might change soon though. The first set I showed you is on LEGO Ideas, and just recently got 10,000 supporters. So if it passes LEGO's review, it'll be a real set that you can actually buy from the LEGO store. But that's all just a pipe dream, so let's move on to the next custom build. Up next is an insane version of the LEGO Star Wars AT-TE Walker, made by David Buchholz. While the Walker released by LEGO is fun for action scenes, Buchholz's MOC is better in every way. We're talking on-screen accuracy that'll make any Star Wars purist do a double take. Buchholz doesn't hold back with the details. The leg articulation, spot on. The armor plating, realistically menacing. This build captures the AT-TE in all its glory, and honestly, I wish LEGO released this one instead of the one we got from them. It's builds like this that make you question why more people aren't designers for LEGO. I mean, this build is clearly made for the spotlight, but it's only gonna get 15 seconds of fame because this next build is out of this world. This is a brick-built version of Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas, and you won't believe how many pieces this thing has. It was put together by 3 people from West Valley Brick Builders, and after an entire year, they used over 300,000 pieces to construct this beauty. The crazy thing about it though is that it wasn't just made for Pocahontas. The entire base of the build is lined with scenes from Disney movies, all made out of LEGO. There's Tangled, Toy Story, Big Hero 6, and so many others. But what about the actual tree though? Well, to no one's surprise, a ton of effort went into it. Not only is the entire inside of the tree lined with LEGO Technic, but these builders even managed to automate facial expressions into the tree. The eyes, lips, and eyebrows literally move on their own. It's obvious that this tree is going down in the LEGO history books, and as cool as it is, it's time to move on to the next build. This is a build made by Caleb Dahl, and it's showcasing none other than the Boston Tea Party from 1773. This is one of the most famous events in American history. It was America's biggest step towards freeing themselves from British rule in the early 1770s. And as we all know, 3 years after this event, America officially got their independence in 1776. It's understandable why LEGO would never make an official set for this event, seeing as how it was an act of protest and the fact that LEGO isn't even an American company, so they don't really have any reason to care about it that much. But if you have the pieces for it, you can build whatever you want, from the color scheme to the minifigures and even the random pieces laying around all over the dock. Dahl really made this build look like something from the 1700s. History buffs are always looking for a way to express their love for history with LEGO, and the only people who do that as often as them are Star Wars fans. Now let's talk about one of the coolest LEGO Millennium Falcons ever made, built by Marshall Banana? Don't let the name fool you. This thing is an absolute monster. Measuring around 32 inches long and weighing in at over 20 pounds, this beauty is made with around 7,500 pieces. But what sets this Falcon apart? Well, it's designed to look like it's mid-flight, which is something we've never seen from LEGO before. We're talking a fully decked out cockpit, a gunner's platform, and even a lowering ramp too. Banana didn't rush this one. He spent an entire year planning, collecting pieces, and building it to perfection. And yes, he even added lighting to make it glow like the real deal. The result? A perfect tribute to the most iconic spaceship in the Star Wars series. The crazy thing about this though is that LEGO is so versatile. So even though this build looks great, this next one might be cooler to some people. This is an MOC LEGO ski hill made by JK Brickworks, and you might be wondering how it could ever be cooler than that Millennium Falcon. Well, it's because this ski hill actually works. If you drop some minifigures in the right spots at the right time and crank the lever on the back, they'll go up and down the mountain as many times as you want. But just in case you don't feel like doing it manually, you can attach a Technic motor to the back and the crank will go all on its own. That's right, this build can be fully automated if you so wished. On top of all of this, there's also another control on the back that lets you change the steepness of the hill, adding another layer to this already insane build. Functional LEGO sets like this one are awesome to see, and they're even cooler when fans make them instead of LEGO themselves. But it's time to move on to the next build. Next up, let's talk about David Duperon's take on the Blade Runner spinner. And trust me, this is no ordinary LEGO build. I mean, just look at the shape of this ship. It may not be as big as some of the other builds in this video, but seeing a vehicle like this built out of LEGO is super impressive. This isn't just a regular custom build. It's a passion project that goes beyond what most official LEGO sets offer. The level of complexity is insane, making it clear that David poured countless hours into making sure every little detail was perfect. From the car's precise design to the overall feel of the build, it's like you're holding the actual spinner in your hands. But honestly, I think it's time we get back to the massive builds, and boy oh boy do I have a good one for you. This is the LEGO Jedi Temple, built by Lee Roberts and David Hall. And obviously, this build is in another league. If you don't know anything about Star Wars, then it'd be good to know that this monster is based on the Jedi Temple and the Revenge of the Sith. But it'd be even better to know that LEGO's never even made a set for this location. It's one of the most iconic places in Star Wars, and yet there's no official set for it. Even if LEGO did decide to release something though, there's no way they're topping a 50,000 piece build made by true Star Wars fans. Hopefully we do get a LEGO Jedi Temple set one day, but no matter what, I have a feeling this custom one will always be better. Now for this next build, you're gonna have to hear me out. I actually found a better version of the LEGO Hogwarts castle. I know it sounds crazy, but just look at this. This is anything but your average LEGO castle. Made by Alice Finch, this build captures the magic of the wizarding world in such intricate detail you'll probably start looking for a Hogwarts letter in the mail. From the towering Great Hall to the notorious moving staircases, this castle feels alive. But let's talk about the details. Classrooms, secret passageways, and even hidden chambers. But there's one thing about this custom that sets it apart from the real set. This one is scaled to minifigure size, so it's not only way bigger, but there are actual minifigures in here, unlike the one that LEGO themselves released. But a custom LEGO build isn't complete without lights. This entire castle can light up, giving it a sense of life that you just can't get from released LEGO sets. Call me crazy, but I think this Hogwarts castle is way better. What do you think though? Let me know down in the comments. Let's end this video off with an absolute showstopper. Adrian Drake's Serenity Ship. This masterpiece, made from a jaw-dropping 70,000 pieces, took around 475 hours to complete. That's almost 20 full days of non-stop building. And the result? Nothing short of spectacular. Drake's Serenity Ship is from an old show called Firefly, and look how good it looks compared to the show. From the intricate interiors to the perfectly crafted engines, every detail has been carefully thought out. It's not just a ship, it's an entire universe packed into LEGO bricks. This scale is massive, and when you see it in person, it's something totally different. Up first is the 123 Sesame Street set. The idea was submitted on October 20th, 2017, and the set didn't come out until 2020, so it took a long time for the set to gain traction. Oh, by the way, for a set to be reviewed by LEGO, it needs to get 10,000 supporters first, which this set got on May 10th, 2019. It got reviewed in the same month, which usually never happens since LEGO only reviews ideas a few times a year. But on September 26th, 2019, the set officially passed LEGO's review. Typically, sets take around 18 months to get put on the shelves after approval, but this one did it in just over a year. It's pretty crazy that LEGO made a Sesame Street set because of a fan, but some of the other sets in this video are way crazier, so keep watching. Up next, I actually want to show you the first set LEGO ever accepted from a fan. This is the LEGO Shinkai Submarine, and it was put on the shelves all the way back in 2010. I can't find the original listing for this set, but that's because back when it was released, LEGO Ideas wasn't actually called LEGO Ideas. Back then, it was called Kuzu, and it was exclusive to Japan. So when the set was released, it was only put on the shelves there. Since LEGO didn't have to distribute a ton of these sets like usual, they only made 10,000 copies. Combine that with the fact that this is the first fan-made LEGO set ever released, and you get a set that's pretty rare and expensive. It's a big piece of LEGO history for sure, but let's move on to the next idea. This is the LEGO Table Football set, made by Hassan Jensen, and it's honestly a super sick set. If you've ever seen the game Foosball, it's pretty much just like that, except smaller and made out of bricks. The coolest part about this set though has to be the fact that Jensen used minifigures as players for the game. Because of this, the set comes with a ton of them, 22 to be exact, and I mean, who doesn't love a set with a ton of minifigures? Oh, but did I mention that this set is actually functional? Yeah, once you build this set, you end up with a mini LEGO foosball table that you can really play. This definitely makes it way cooler, but I don't think it's anywhere near as cool as this next idea. Before I show you it though, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post LEGO videos like this one every single week. Now, let's look at that really cool set. This is a LEGO book, and I know that sounds boring, but just let me cook. Once you put together the 859 pieces, it magically turns into a pop-up book. That's not all though. Since this is a book, that means there has to be a story inside, right? Well, there are enough pieces in this set to build two super famous stories, Little Red Riding Hood and Jack and the Beanstalk. And I have to say, when you build the giant beanstalk, it definitely doesn't look like the book will close, but it actually does. Usually I'd say how good the LEGO designers are at their job, but remember, this set was made by a fan, so that makes it way more impressive. This set is definitely super sick, but I think it's time for me to show you something that'll make your jaw drop. We all know about the LEGO Minecraft theme, right? Well, what if I told you that it only exists because of LEGO Ideas? Think I'm lying? Well, take a look at this. This is the LEGO Minecraft Micro World Forest set, and it came out over a year before the LEGO Minecraft theme officially got its first set in 2013. Since this set is so old, it was actually submitted to Kuzu, just like the Shinkai Submarine. But at that point, LEGO had already started releasing sets from Kuzu to the whole world. It was actually submitted by Mojang Studios themselves. After this, it'd be pretty stupid if LEGO didn't make a theme for Minecraft, and I'm pretty sure they're happy they did, since Minecraft is literally one of the biggest games ever. This set has a pretty crazy story behind it, but this next idea has an even crazier one. This is the LEGO Ship in a Bottle set. But here's the thing, for some reason, LEGO released two different versions of this set that look exactly the same. The first one came out back in February of 2018 and was retired in December of 2019. Usually when a set is around for that long, they either never see the shelves again or come back after a super long time. But after less than a year, the Ship in a Bottle set was back on the shelves. LEGO fans thought this was pretty weird, so they decided to get to the bottom of it. It ended up being a super small detail hidden in plain sight. For some reason, the second version of the set has 9 more pieces than the first version. But here's the thing, nobody knows if this is actually true. People have talked all about it on Reddit, but most of it seems to be speculation. The general consensus though, there are 9 more transparent blue pieces for the water. That's it. It doesn't really make sense why LEGO would do something like this, and they haven't given an official reason, so it looks like this case is going to be open-ended for a long time. Up next is one of the best fan services in LEGO history. This is the LEGO Pirates of Barracuda base set, and LEGO fans absolutely love this set. It came out in April of 2020, and if you couldn't tell, it's based on the OG LEGO Pirates theme, one of the most important themes in LEGO history. LEGO Pirates came out all the way back in 1989, and with the theme came brand new faceplates for minifigures. Along with this, the sets were way cooler than anything LEGO had released before, so the theme was an instant hit. With all of this in mind, it makes complete sense why the Barracuda base set passed LEGO's review. I mean, it looks identical to the sets from back in the day. But if we're gonna get nostalgic, then I have to show you this next set. This is the LEGO DeLorean set, and just like with the LEGO Minecraft theme, a fan got an idea on the shelves before the real set was even a thing. The one from today came out in 2022, but the idea came out all the way back in 2013. It was the 4th project published under the Kuzu project at the time, and even though it's not as good as the one we have today, it's still pretty cool that a fan was able to get LEGO to make a DeLorean almost 10 years before the official set came out. It only has 401 pieces, so it's pretty small, but the minifigures are sick. Obviously, they're Marty McFly and Doc, the 2 main characters in the movies, so you really can't go wrong here. If you thought that was cool though, check out the Big Bang Theory set. The Big Bang Theory is a super popular show from the early 2000s that ran for over 10 years. This is another one of those sets that you really wouldn't expect LEGO to make just because 10,000 fans asked them to. This was one of the biggest shows on CBS when it was still airing. And wanna know something crazy? This set was released while new episodes were still being made for the show, so the fan timed this idea perfectly. It seems like LEGO gets a lot of ideas for themes from their fans, and this next set is only gonna prove that point even more. This is the LEGO NASA Mars Rover set, and just like I said, this set came out before the LEGO NASA theme was around. But the story here is way different than what I've already talked about. This Mars rover was the first official set in the LEGO Ideas theme based on a NASA project. But before this, people didn't realize that this was something LEGO would actually do. So when it happened, way more people started submitting ideas based on NASA. It took a long time, but 3 years later, LEGO released 2 more NASA-based sets in the Ideas theme, which officially meant that LEGO Ideas had a NASA sub-theme. Since then, only 2 more sets have been added to this sub-theme, one of which is a dupe just like the ship in a bottle. But it all goes back to that Mars rover set. If it wasn't for that fan taking a shot in the dark, we might not have the NASA sub-theme at all. It's really cool seeing that a company as big as LEGO is so involved with their community. So let's move on to the next set. This is the LEGO Treehouse set, and honestly, there isn't anything too special about this set. It just looks really good. It comes with 3,036 pieces, and once you put them all together, you get a nice cozy treehouse with some surprisingly functional capabilities. First of all, every plant piece in this set is made from recycled plant-based plastic, which is super thoughtful of LEGO. But along with this, you get 2 different sets of leaves for the tree, one for fall and one for spring. You can also remove the roofs of the cabins and look inside once the set is fully built. And there's also this cool little wind-up crane you can use to bring items up and down the tree. Overall, this set is just super tasteful, and it's what we all love to see from LEGO. So why don't we look at another one? This is the LEGO Botanical Garden set, and unlike every other set in this video so far, this one actually isn't retired yet. It's one of the most recent ideas to pass LEGO's review, and it's super sick. It comes with 3,792 pieces, so it's definitely not a small set, but most of the pieces are used for extremely small details. If I'm being honest, this set is an architectural masterpiece. From the glass windows, the balconies, and all the curves in this set, I mean honestly, I didn't even know stuff like this was possible with LEGO. If it isn't on your buy list yet, then it definitely should be. And don't kill me, but I actually have one more for you. This is the LEGO Dungeons & Dragons set, and just like the Botanical Garden, this set is also still widely available. Even if you don't like Dungeons & Dragons, or you're like me and you've just never played it, you have to admit, this set is sick. Obviously, one of the coolest parts about this set is front and center, the giant dragon, but there's loads of other cool stuff here. This set is 100% lore accurate. From the minifigures to the animals and even the gelatinous cube, it's all here. This is one of the only LEGO sets that truly has a dark fantasy vibe to it. And for that reason alone, I think this is by far one of the best sets LEGO's ever accepted from ideas. But if Dungeons & Dragons just isn't your cup of tea, then maybe this next set will be. This is the LEGO WALL-E set, and yes, LEGO has actually made a WALL-E set that isn't from Brickheads. This set came out all the way back in 2015, and at that point, LEGO had long since collabed with Disney, so legally, this wasn't a problem. WALL-E is one of the best kids movies from the early 2000s, so it's awesome to see that he can be built out of LEGO bricks. The set only has 676 pieces, but let's be honest, this one looks way better than the one we got from Brickheads. I mean, that thing is just cursed. Speaking of cursed, I can't really tell if this next set is cool or creepy. This is the LEGO Flintstone set, and it came out almost 6 years ago in 2019. I have to say, out of every LEGO set made after a TV show, this one might be the most surprising. The Flintstones was absolutely massive way back in the day, but it hasn't been very popular with kids for a super long time, so the person who submitted this idea was probably pretty old. Honestly, I'm over it. This set is definitely cool. The minifigures alone give this set a big boost in my book, and the prehistoric car is literally perfect. The Flintstones are one of the pillars of cartoons, so seeing them in LEGO is really cool. This last set, though, is probably one of the funniest LEGO sets I've ever seen. This is the LEGO Space Rocket Ride set, and there's actually way more to it than you might think. This set actually won a competition on LEGO Ideas called the Moments in Space competition. After it won, it was given away for free at LEGO stores, and was even given away on the LEGO website with qualified items. The set only comes with 154 pieces, so it's definitely on the smaller side, but I still think it's really cool. It reminds me of one of those little rides that you put a quarter in, like the one Patrick Star was riding in his dream that one time. Except LEGO. There are way more ideas that LEGO's accepted from the LEGO Ideas Forum. To start things off, I just have to look at this LEGO Smurf cat. I cannot believe this guy has gotten so big that people are making him out of Legos. That is just so crazy. Now that I think about it, I don't even really know where he came from, but I guess he's here now. Does anyone actually even know how Smurf Cat started? Drop a comment if you have any idea. I could really use the help. Anyways, getting back to the items, Brickfolk has been making trending characters out of Legos for a while now, with his most popular being the LEGO Alphabet lore and his mega compilation of Skibbity toilets. But since Smurf Cat stepped into the limelight, I guess he figured it was time to make one. He made 3 different versions, all more detailed than the last. The first one pretty much just looks like pixel art, which makes it pretty hard to tell that it actually is Smurf Cat. The second version is a lot more detailed than the first, but still looks a little funny. This time, the whiskers were added, but it honestly just makes him look like an old man. But with the third version, everything was perfect. Now, remember, he's still made out of Legos, so he's not gonna look hyper-realistic or anything, but it looks pretty cool. And here he is, in all his glory. Brickfolk nailed his look with this version. From his mushroom hat, to his little walk, all the way down to the leaf on his backpack. Everything was accounted for. I think it's safe to say if any more funny characters sprout up across the internet, Brickfolk will be making a LEGO version. Up next, I'd like you to take a look at this YouTube channel under the name Ronald Twos. At first glance, Twos' channel looks like any other average LEGO Fanatics YouTube channel, but when you really look at what he's been posting over the years, you'll start to see he's no ordinary LEGO fan. The first video Twos posted on YouTube is titled Massive Huge Technic LEGO D11 Bulldozer. This was a set released by LEGO sometime in the early 2000s before it was remade in 2021. Twos continued to post videos of the D11 Bulldozer, among many other things, until 2015, and this was when we saw his first custom build. The video was titled Huge LEGO P&H Rope Shovel built by Ronald Twos, and shows a fully motorized and functional industrial rope shovel machine. Twos then uploads another video on the same day showing off the rope shovel's digging capabilities. I mean, this is just insane. This thing is made entirely out of Legos, and it also functions with a remote control and works just how any other toy would. As time goes on, Twos keeps making his own Lego creations, with each one being better and more functional than the last. He did take a bit of a hiatus from YouTube, but when he came back, he made one of the coolest things I think I have ever seen. Take a look at this Terminator arm, made completely from scratch. When I tell you this is insane, I really mean it. Every single joint, from the wrist down to the knuckles on the pinky, are all functional. The video starts off with Twos just spinning the arm around, but if you think that's cool, wait until you see what he does next. Not only does he show every finger bending at every knuckle, but he even makes a fist out of the bionic arm. Mike Tyson better watch out. He goes on to show wrist movement and how different movements look at different angles. Twos made sure to dot his I's and cross his T's with this build, and it isn't even the coolest thing he's made. Up until this point, everything he's made has been powered by a motor. But what if instead of making something powered by motors, he made an actual motor out of Legos? Well, that's exactly what he did. The first motor he posted was this 7-cylinder radial engine made with Lego Technic parts. The engine has so many moving parts that it's hard to believe the entire thing really is made out of Legos. Just like in all of his other videos, Twos makes sure to get every angle of this engine while it's moving, which makes for a very fun viewing experience. While Twos has made a lot of different engines in his career, this is the last one I'll be covering. For some reason, this video never made it onto Twos' personal YouTube channel, but it was posted by Beyond the Brick around 3 months ago. This is the Lamborghini Aventador engine, made entirely out of Legos. It's a V12 engine with 12 cylinders, which means it takes a ton of parts to make this idea a reality. Unfortunately, there's no information on just how many pieces it actually took to make, so your guess is as good as mine. But just look at how cool this thing is. It's moving a whole lot faster than the radial engine and has so much more going on. I swear it looks like it could actually power a car. Twos has made a bunch of different engines, but in my opinion, this is by far the coolest. I mean, come on, it's a Lamborghini engine. Okay, I think it's time I move away from engines for a little bit. As cool as they are, there are loads of other custom Lego items that are just as awesome as engines. Let's take a look at some custom minifigures made by MGF Customs. Now, on one hand, Lego has been known to make some minifigures that look, well, let's just call it a little off. But on the other hand, there are some minifigures that fans have wanted forever that Lego just doesn't seem to care to make. So as a result, some people take it upon themselves to bring their favorite character into the world of Lego. And that's exactly what MGF Customs does. To start it off, you guys need to see this Killer Croc minifigure from the DC series. Okay, I can kind of see why Lego didn't want to make this guy into a minifigure, seeing as there is a lot going on here. But that did not stop MGF. Look at how well done the scales are on this minifigure. Isn't that crazy? Oh, by the way, did I mention he hand paints all of his custom minifigures? Yeah, talk about talent. These scales took MGF an entire day to paint, which is honestly less time than I would have thought. Man, this guy is committed. The detail on the scales is the obvious part, but there's a detail on this that I think is really cool that kind of gets glossed over. Look at the jacket that Croc is wearing. Not only is there another hand-painted logo on the back of the jacket, but if you look really closely, you can see that this guy is actually wearing a corduroy jacket. Pretty snazzy for a villain. Overall, this minifigure is off the charts. But if MGF can make Croc look that good, what else can he do? Up next is this Yellow Jacket minifigure from the first Ant-Man movie. This is by far one of the coolest paint jobs I've seen on a minifigure in general. MGF treated this guy like a new car, and boy did it pay off. Here's what the original looks like from the movie, and here's the Lego version made by MGF. It genuinely blows my mind that this wasn't made by Lego themselves. Look at how good this is. This is one of the most well-made helmets I've seen on a minifigure. Adding that together with the paint job on the body and everything else, including the stingers coming off of his back, this guy is just incredible. But there is one other minifigure that I think looks a little bit better. I might be biased, but there's no way I could leave it out. This is the Iron Spider suit from Avengers Infinity War. If you want to talk about paint jobs, this guy takes the cake. Not only are there 4 colors that had to be used, but the web pattern had to be as symmetrical as possible, which is extremely difficult. While that's all well and good, the story behind the pincers on the back is mind-boggling. These pincers are actually from another franchise called Mini-Made, which luckily enough for MGF were compatible with Legos. To get this to work, he had to modify the neck brace the pincers were originally on, then take 8 whole hours to paint the pincers. After all of that, he was able to attach them onto the minifigure and end up with this result. See, I told you it was better. The last minifigure I'm going to show from MGF is this insane Thanos minifigure, or as he likes to call it, Big Fig. I had to include this just so I could show you guys the difference between Lego's Thanos minifigure and MGF's Thanos minifigure. It's literally like night and day. Lego's version of Thanos looks alright at best. There isn't that much detail involved for any part of it besides the faceplate. The armor looks a little weird since it's fused into his skin, and the Infinity Gauntlet kind of looks like a McDonald's toy. But MGF's Thanos hit every nail on the head. Of course, he had to show up with the incredible attention to detail as usual. While the faceplate may not have as much emotion, literally everything else is better, so it doesn't even matter. The armor looks like actual armor, and the clothes he's wearing look phenomenal. And then there's the Infinity Gauntlet. This thing on its own looks like a collector's item. I cannot say enough about the details with these minifigures. The Gauntlet's paint job is magnificent, and the stones complement it so well. This guy even made the stones look good. There is no doubt in my mind that MGF is one of the best minifigure designers of all time. LEGO better step up their game. Okay, this next custom LEGO item is one for the books. It's a version of the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, but I can promise you that you've never seen one like this before. This is the Millennium Falcon built by Zeke W. at Bricks and Minifigs, a store located in Plano, Texas. This ship is the real deal. It has so many pieces that Zeke doesn't even remember the exact amount it took to build this thing. The best guess he had was 20,000, which is literally more than double the amount of pieces in the Ultimate Collector Series version. The ship is 24 inches wide, that's 2 feet, and 34.5 inches long. That is almost 3 feet, making it one of the biggest LEGO Millennium Falcons on record. Zeke goes into detail about what he felt needed to be improved with the already existing Millennium Falcon, and shows how he was able to pull that off with his build. For starters, he said how he wanted to really capture the flying saucer look that the Falcon has. To do that, he sectioned it off 3 times to get 3 different angles before reaching the top of the ship, which is completely flat. Obviously, a lot of work went into making the outside of the ship look as detailed and accurate as possible. But what about the inside? Typically, the interior of LEGO Star Wars ships don't have that much going on, unless of course we're talking about the Ultimate Collector Series. Those ships get crazy. But what's interesting with Zeke's ship is that a lot of the 20,000 pieces were actually used on the inside of the ship. In the video provided by Beyond the Brick, Zeke takes off the top parts of the ship to show what he built on the interior, and what he did was unbelievable. He got everything right, even parts of the ship that we've never seen before, but I'll save that for later. He built everything, from the little seating area where Chewie got a little angry, to the vents that hold questionable cargo. He even built the path that leads to the cockpit perfectly, giving us an idea of what it would actually be like to be inside the ship. Then there's the spot for the gunman. Zeke built this in a way where when you look through it, you can see all the way through the ship, just how it was in the movie. And for the part we've never seen before, Zeke took it upon himself to create a cargo bay that I wouldn't even think twice about. It fits in perfectly, and for it never having been shown before, he did a really good job. I could go on about this ship forever, but I don't want to bore you guys. Up next is a build from the GOAT of Legos himself, TD Bricks. The build I'll be talking about is this incredible LEGO theme park. At first, TD didn't really know how to go about making a theme park out of Legos, so he took a trip to Legoland to see how the experts did it. Talk about commitment. After studying Legoland, he got to work and made the best LEGO theme park on YouTube. He starts off by making this super cool entrance with a LEGO Earth and a rocket flying off of it. I already want to go there, and there aren't even any rides yet. After he equips the entrance with a few ticket stands, he starts building the first ride. He makes a huge stable roller coaster, which every theme park has, and even makes it so that it works on its own. That is insane to do with Legos. After making the ride a little more welcoming, he moves on and makes a Ferris wheel. Then he makes a swing, which you'll usually see at just about every theme park or carnival. His was spinning a little fast though. I really hope you don't get any lawsuits, TD. After making 3 rides, he finally starts getting some customers. The rides fill up, and TD is on his way to making it big in the theme park business. After the big wave of customers, he makes another infamous ride. This time it was the Dropper, and unfortunately he ran out of motors, so it didn't work on its own. After that, he makes a few concession stands, because everybody knows food and roller coasters go together like peanut butter and jelly. Then he makes some bumper cars so all the kids can learn to drive and become functioning members of society. After this, he had some bathrooms and a cleanup crew for all the satisfied customers. Next, he makes some crazy tall water slides with real water at the end of the ride. And to finish things off, he added the famous theme park ladder game and a basketball with some big prizes at stake. Who doesn't love raid games? Anyways, last but certainly not least on our list, we have the Rick and Morty minifigures. Rick and Morty is a show that's been going on for almost 10 years now. It can be a little inappropriate at times, so it's no wonder LEGO hasn't made something involving them yet. That didn't stop fans though. There's definitely some crossover between LEGO fans and Rick and Morty fans, so eventually someone had to make it happen. And who other than TD Bricks? In 2018, almost 6 years ago, TD showed off these Rick and Morty minifigures along with a few others. They're from a website website called minifigs.me, and if they were doing this 6 years ago, I can only imagine what they're doing now. So let's take a peek. Some of their most famous minifigures include Deadpool, John Wick, Michael Myers, RoboCop, and so many others. They even have an entire section made for public figures. When it comes to custom minifigures, I think minifigs.me has the most versatility, but they're still not coming close to my guy MGF. This bad boy is the largest Lego model ever built, weighing in at a whopping 23 tons and made from 5.3 million bricks. It's a full-scale replica that was displayed in Times Square, New York. For the price of a small house, you could probably recreate this monster, which would be a super expensive way to start or expand your collection. This beast wasn't built by just one person in their basement though. It was massive, requiring a team of designers and builders. It took 32 master builders more than 17,000 hours to complete. That's equivalent to binge-watching Friends 170 times. This is by far one of the craziest LEGO fan creations ever. But some of the other ones in this video are even crazier, so be sure to watch until the end. Next up, we have a life-sized house built entirely out of LEGO. This piece of architecture was constructed by James May for his TV show James May's Toy Stories and was made of 3.3 million bricks. It includes a working toilet and shower, because why not? And even though it was aimed for TV, it was a huge hit with all LEGO fans. With its functional amenities and sheer size, it's a delightful piece that brings new meaning to playing house. This wasn't just a weekend project though. It took 1,200 builders months to complete. And let's not forget the poor soul who had to figure out how to make a working Lego toilet. That's not exactly the kind of thing they teach you at engineering school. Up next is something straight out of a Lego lover's dream. Imagine a full-sized car made entirely out of Lego bricks that you can actually drive. That's exactly what Raul Oida from Romania pulled off, along with the help of an Australian investor, Steve Sammartino. The two met over Skype in 2012, and after pulling together some serious cash, they got to work. Inspired by a Lego Ferrari 599 GTB, they decided to build something even cooler, a hot rod. Oida spent 18 months constructing this beast of a car, using a whopping 500,000 Lego bricks. The kicker? It runs on compressed air. The first time they tested it in Australia though, things didn't go too well. The throttle and steering wheel broke off, and some air hoses popped, sending bricks flying everywhere. But Oida managed to patch things up, and the car ran like a charm, even though Sammartino joked it might be the most uncomfortable ride ever. This is one Lego project that's definitely not for kids, unless they have a driver's license or something. Next up, we've got a touching tribute that's also a record-breaking feat. Introducing the Omer Tower, a towering Lego monument built in memory of 8-year-old Omer Siyag, who sadly passed away in 2014. This massive 36-meter tall structure in Tel Aviv is constructed from over 500,000 Lego bricks and took more than 2 weeks to complete. The project, which began over 8 years ago, was spearheaded by Omer's teachers, inspired by his love for building Lego towers before his passing. With the help of thousands of volunteers and the use of cranes, this colorful tower sprang up in Rabin Square on December 27th. While there wasn't a Guinness World Records adjudicator present, drone footage was submitted and confirmed that the Omer Tower had surpassed the previous record of 35.05 meters set in Milan in 2015. Even though the story behind this tower is sad, it's still a great Lego fan creation. But let's move on to the next one. Meet the Lego Robot Guitar Player, a stunning example of merging robotics and Lego. This creation, part of the Lego Mindstorms platform, isn't just for show. It can actually play the guitar. The robot utilizes Lego's programmable components to strum the guitar strings. The design integrates a series of motors and gears to mimic the strumming action and precise fretting, allowing it to play complex melodies. The robot's mechanics includes a cam system to adjust the picking angle and a fretting system that uses actuators to make sure the strings are being pressed in the right spots. Built from over 500 Lego pieces, this robot is the perfect example of an insane fan creation. I mean, who knew Lego robots would be able to play the guitar? Insane. Next up, we have a Lego sorting machine. This isn't your average Lego build. It's an automatic sorter that categorizes Lego bricks by color, making cleanup time a whole lot easier. Now, keep in mind, this thing wasn't made by a large corporation with unlimited resources. Isn't that crazy? The fact that a fan was able to do this all on their own is absolutely insane. I can't even imagine how much time they saved by using this machine instead of sorting by hand. Now that I think about it, I might need to get get one of these for myself. Anyways, up next, I want to zoom in on something a bit smaller, but just as cool as all the other creations on this list. The LEGO microscope. Yes, you heard that right. One of the most beloved LEGO YouTubers, Brick Science, created a fully functional microscope made entirely from LEGO. It even uses real lenses so you can actually look through it and see smaller objects. It's perfect for proving that LEGO isn't just for building castles and spaceships. The whole idea behind this was to create an accessible and educational tool that could help children learn about microscopy without the high costs associated with traditional digital microscopes. Good job, Brick Science. This really was a great idea. Up next is one of the coolest creations I've ever seen. Have you ever tried folding a paper airplane but failed miserably? Well, what if I told you that you didn't have to fold them anymore? This is the LEGO paper airplane machine, designed by Arthur Sasek. This clever contraption folds and sends paper airplanes soaring. Yeah, you don't even have to touch the paper. Sasek, a LEGO enthusiast known for his innovative builds, crafted this machine to automate the paper airplane process. It starts with a flat sheet of paper that moves through a LEGO-built system of cogs and gears. This system folds the paper into perfect airplane shape, then launches it into the air. This is one of those things that I could watch all day long. This really is a great LEGO build. In case this last creation didn't blow your mind, this next one definitely will. This is a working LEGO digital clock. Yes, you heard me right. Working. Compared to a regular clock, a digital clock is way harder to pull off with LEGO bricks, since instead of moving hands, the numbers themselves have to completely change. Somehow, Hans Andersen was able to pull this off with his build. The numbers rearrange right in front of your eyes, and they're even on a timer so that they know when to change. The fact that something like this can even be done with LEGO is crazy to me, but I guess it just proves how smart LEGO fans really are. For any art lovers watching this video, this next one's for you. These are all life-size art pieces made entirely out of LEGO bricks. It's like walking into a modern art museum, but way better since everything is made of LEGO. Just watch out for any stray bricks. We all know you don't want to step on one of those. These art pieces are all officially called LEGO art installations, and they're the perfect way to show that LEGO isn't just a toy. It's a medium for art. Somehow, these builders were able to look at a pile of plastic bricks and see all sorts of different art pieces. But the builder for this next creation is in a whole other league. Up next, we have a life-size dinosaur skeleton made from LEGO. This is the perfect way to bring Jurassic Park into your living room without the risk of being eaten. This build is exactly what happens when a paleontologist decides that regular model dinosaurs just aren't challenging enough. This model stands at 20 feet tall and was made using 80,000 LEGO bricks. This obviously isn't just any regular old LEGO build, so it makes sense that this thing is on display at the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. Now, I know this dinosaur skeleton uses a ton of bricks, but not every LEGO build with a piece count this high is just one model. This is a giant LEGO cityscape built by Alex Nunez. This sprawling city model includes buildings and vehicles, allowing you to create your own miniature metropolis. It's like Sim City, but with more plastic and less computer crashes. Alex Nunez is a true urban planner in the LEGO world. I only wish we knew just how many pieces it took to build a LEGO city this massive. I can't be too mad though. There's no way I'd want to sit there and count up all of those bricks. If anybody watching this video misses the days of arcades, this next creation is perfect for you. This is a life-size claw machine made from 13,000 pieces, and it's actually functional. Finally, a claw machine where you might actually have a chance at winning. The LEGO claw machine creator is either a carnival game enthusiast or someone with a lot of pent-up frustration from losing at real claw machines. Either way, they've created a much more satisfying version of the notoriously difficult game. But in case a fully functional arcade game wasn't enough for you, how about a robotic arm that actually works? This is a functional robotic arm built completely out of LEGO. It's perfect for when you need to grab the TV remote but don't want to get off the couch. This incredible build was also made by the YouTuber Brick Science, the same guy who made the microscope from before. So it's no wonder that this arm not only works, but looks so good. Up next is another insane LEGO car, the Lamborghini Sian FKP37. This jaw-dropping model, built from over 400,000 bricks, is as close as most of us will ever get to owning a Lamborghini. Created by a dedicated team of 15 experts in collaboration with Lamborghini themselves, this life-size replica features working head and tail lights, and even has a paintbrush effect UV coating straight from Lamborghini's official painter. At 4,850 pounds, it's heavier than the actual car, but that doesn't take away from how cool it is. I guess if you ever end up driving this thing, just make sure you don't go too fast downhill. You might end up in a pile of bricks. Up next is a perfect way to save some money on traveling. Why visit Paris when you can build the Eiffel Tower right at home? The Lego Eiffel Tower is a stunning replica that captures the essence of the iconic landmark, all thanks to 230,000 meticulously placed bricks. Created by Dan Hawkins and the talented team at Legoland Windsor, this 4-meter-tall model is a marvel of Lego architecture. While constructing it might have been laborious, as the team admits, the result is a breathtaking piece that brings a slice of France to your living room. This impressive creation might just make you reconsider that trip to Paris, but let's move on to the next one. This is a Lego recreation of the real Jurassic Park. This incredibly detailed recreation brings scenes from the iconic movie to life, complete with towering dinosaurs and familiar structures. Built by a dedicated team of just 11 Lego fans, this creation captures all the excitement of Jurassic Park, minus the risk of being eaten by a T-Rex. Everything looks absolutely incredible, and the giant volcano really ties it all together. Well done, guys. This is one of the best recreations I've ever seen. Okay, for this next segment, I need you to bear with me. I know I just saved you some money on travel, but I'm gonna do it again. This is a giant Lego polar bear, made by Sean Kenny. See, now you don't have to go to the Arctic. This sculpture is made from a total of 95,000 Lego pieces and represents the beauty of wildlife and versatile use of Lego. According to Kenny, the goal of this build was to bring attention to polar bears and the struggles they face in the modern world with climate change. I honestly can't think of a better way to shed light on something like this. Good job, Sean. In case you want a more serene building experience, there's the Lego Aquarium. And I know I've already talked about him a lot, but this build was also made by Brick Science. That guy really is the GOAT. This underwater scene created with Lego bricks features colorful fish and marine life. The aquarium features a vibrant array of colorful fish, coral, and sea plants, all constructed from Lego bricks. Now that I think about it, it'd be really nice to have every aspect of an aquarium without having to keep it clean. This really is a great idea. While we're talking about water, I want to show you this giant Lego cruise ship. This massive model, made with 25,000 Lego bricks, is a must-see for any Lego lovers. It's the epitome of luxury cruising, minus the seasickness and overcrowding. The video highlights the intricate details of this incredible build, showing off everything from the ship's deck to its miniature amenities. It's a stunning creation that gives you a great idea of what an actual cruise ship looks like, and you don't even have to step foot on it. Last but certainly not least is one of the best fan-made Lego Harry Potter builds ever. This is the Lego Quidditch pitch, and it honestly looks like it was taken straight from Hogwarts. 8 dedicated members of OKILUG, or Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana Lego User Group, poured over 100 hours into this project, ensuring every detail was perfect. The pitch itself is a faithful recreation of the one seen in the films, complete with towering goalposts, vibrant house banners, and of course, the iconic Hogwarts Express making its way to the match. But what really sets this build apart are the 400 Lego minifigures that populate the scene. Each figure is carefully dressed in their house uniforms, with Gryffindor and Slytherin figures ready to battle it out on the pitch. What's even more impressive is that OKILUG went the extra mile to customize the Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw uniforms, adding unique house shields to ensure they were just as detailed as their more famous counterparts. This truly is one of the craziest Lego Harry Potter builds ever, and as a Harry Potter fan myself, I was super glad to see it. What was your favorite fan creation in this video? Be sure to let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.
Let's get back to the work.
Jones, your objective is to locate the radar dome keycard, shoot all enemies, secure the extraction zone. Please try not to mess this one up.
Yeah, no problem. Nice revolver. It's time to kill some grunts. Shit again? I need to check those warehouses for ammunition. Hey, why are you hiding? Just to come to the papa. And you gone. Hey, who's there? Now you're gone, mate. need to evac SF before enemy reinforcement arrives. Throwing flashbang.